We begin with the developments coming in from the war in Europe. President Donald Trump has spoken to both Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukraine's Vladimir Zelensky on Monday. After his nearly 2.5-hour phone call with President Putin, the president said Russia and Ukraine would immediately begin negotiations towards a ceasefire. The president described the conversation as a breakthrough as he looks to push for an elusive deal to end the conflict that he promised on the campaign trail to resolve within 24 hours.
Spent 2.5 hours talking to Vladimir Putin, and I think some progress has been made. It's a terrible situation going on over there. 5,000 young people every single week are being killed. So hopefully we did something.
However, Russian President Putin struck a more measured tone, saying he is now ready to work with Kyiv on a memorandum outlining a possible peace agreement, but insisted compromises will be required on both sides. He also thanked President Trump for supporting the resumption of direct talks between Moscow and Kyiv.
We agreed with the U.S. president that Russia will suggest and is ready to work with the Ukrainian side on a memorandum on a possible future peace treaty, which defines a number of issues, such as the principles of settlement, the terms of a possible peace agreement, and so on, including a possible ceasefire for a certain period of time, if the appropriate agreements are reached.
Now, as Moscow signaled cautious openness to negotiations, attention quickly shifted to Kyiv, where President Zelensky held his own discussions with President Trump both before and after the call with President Putin. Zelensky, who has in fact patched up relations with the U.S. president after a contentious meeting in the Oval Office, urged Trump to not make any decisions without Ukraine. He later said Kyiv and its partners might seek a high-level meeting among Ukraine, Russia, the United States, European Union countries, and Britain as part of a push to end the war.
We are considering a meeting of all teams again. We would like it to be at a high level: America, Ukraine, Russia, European countries, and Great Britain. Such meeting could take place in Turkey, Vatican, or Switzerland.
Meanwhile, President Trump later said that Pope Leo had expressed interest in hosting negotiations at the Vatican. The idea has found widespread attraction and appreciation from leaders across the world, including both Italy and Germany.
It'd be great to have it at the Vatican. Maybe it would have some extra significance. There's tremendous bitterness, anger, and I think maybe that could help some of that anger. So having it at the Vatican would be, in Rome, would be I think it would be a great idea.
And the Kremlin has also welcomed the offer at the Vatican, but said no final decision has been made on where talks might actually take place. It's also noted that no specific time frame for a ceasefire was discussed during the call between the two leaders. Furthermore, away from the diplomatic front, President Trump also made headlines at the White House event where he revealed that President Putin expressed admiration for First Lady Melania Trump. President Trump jokingly stated that Moscow, quote-unquote, respected and liked the First Lady more than him. He made these comments while speaking at a White House ceremony where he signed the Take It Down Act, an initiative led by the First Lady aimed at combating deepfake pornography.
He's blessed to have such a dedicated and compassionate First Lady. I would tell you she is very dedicated. In fact, if you look at just what I heard, Putin just said they respect your wife a lot. I said, what about me? No, they like Melania better. That wasn't good. I don't know if that was good. I'm okay with it.
But despite this lighter moment, the talks are still in their very early stages, and with major differences still unresolved, the path to peace for Ukraine remains highly uncertain.
At Firstpost, we are choosing to hold on to accuracy. That means we won't always be first. We may not get you your breaking alert, but what you will get is what we owe you, and that is the truth. Verified, checked, and cross-checked. We rely on sources and verified ones. After all, that's what separates a journalist from a loudspeaker. But sometimes even we miss a beat, and when we do, we will tell you. Like yesterday, we ran visuals from a registered news agency. That visual turned out to be fake, so we are taking accountability. And from now on, we will cite the source of every visual, every picture, every video that you see on First Post will have a source mentioned. That is our commitment to you. We will wait, we will verify, we will ask again, and only then will we tell you. No noise, no panic, just the facts. Because right now, that is what the country needs most.